Trading Places.
Start the list over again.
Copy. Something else that came up today that I thought was funny was somebody said, "What is the most annoying? What's your favorite show that you liked?" And the one thing that made the show bad was the main character.
Buffy the Vampire
from the
Slayer.
80s.
Just any period, any
any-
period. I thought that was hilarious because I was like, "Oh, well, I could talk about the
TV
main."
show you're talking about?
I love the TV show, the series, but the main character annoyed me.
Yeah, like the dad on Brady Bunch annoyed me. My two dads, Mr.
We've
Drummond.
been, me and the missus has been rewatching Cheers.
Oh,
and I forgot how awful Diane is.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, like Diane is like nobody would ever put up with that.
She's from my home. She's from
As
my
a
hometown.
person, yeah,
Just a
yeah.
snooty, yeah.
Oh my god!
I like Christy. What's her name better?
Mm-hmm.
Christy Alley was much
Christy
better.
Alley. I like Christy Alley better. Yeah, probably.
I say that when I watch Friends. Whenever I watch Friends, I'm like, I remember it being very popular in the 90s, and we all watched it, and I thought nothing of it back then, except for it was a funny, good show. When I rewatch it now, I look at it and go, all of these characters are assholes, and I wouldn't hang out with any of them.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
hey, I would have broke up with every single one of those girls in an instant because I couldn't put up with their shit. And I was thinking, the guys are just.
I never
jerks.
watched Friends
You know?
because
No,
I never
I
watched
might
it because I saw them and I went, I would hang out with those people.
I might have made a run at Phoebe though. So the crazy people at least are committed.
Courtney
Where
Cox.
we at? Predator. I think I just about got
I
it.
love you. You're so hot on that
Couple
show.
more guys, bear with me.
Yeah. It's like the movie.
Seinfeld was another one like that. I could not stand Jerry, but I don't think we were supposed to like Jerry. Jerry was the show happens to Jerry and around him.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yep. It's his experience, but all the other characters are the flavor for the show.
Yeah.
See, almost got it. Almost.
I really like George and Kramer. I thought those two were great characters.
And it's funny that the people that they're based on, they seem just like them.
And
Right.
Newman.
Yeah.
Right.
And Newman.
I did like how he had
Great-
so many
great casting.
hot girlfriends, and no matter how hot the actress was, the character Jerry would always find a flaw, like the one with the big hands,
Right, like the
He'd always
big
find something
hands,
wrong with
yeah.
him, like an excuse to break up with him. Yeah.
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 Oh, that's pirates for you.
Yeah, the pirate shirt. Yeah, yeah.
We had.
I thought that was a metaphor for something.
But that's I mean,
Star Wars
sorry,
and
but that's what a
Club.
lot of my friends called me when I was in high school, early college. They were like, no girl lasted more than a month. They were like, you find a reason to break up with them for stupid crap. And I'm going, because I don't want to put up with any of their shit. As soon as I got a little bit of crap, I'm like, I'm done. Get out of
Well,
here.
When you're young, it's an ocean of possibilities.
Yeah, that's true.
And as you get older, it's like a stinky mud puddle.
A moat.
Yeah.
A moat of possibilities.
Yeah.
It's like a very shallow, muddy, well stepped in mud puddle.
The talent
Yeah,
pool
yeah,
is a lot
yeah.
shallower.
Yeah.
The Elaine, that's right, yeah.
The Elaine. All right.
Yeah, when you're young, there's oceans to cross and so much to see and so much to do.
Okay, we got it. Now we're down to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, give me a winner here. Let me pull it back up. That's what
Whip
she
it out,
said.
Brett.
Yikes.
Here we go. Empire Strikes Back or Breakfast Club?
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire.
Strikes Back, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even dignifying that with an answer.
There it is.
Yeah, most of these are just, it's easy.
Yes.
The one guy that doesn't watch Star Wars.
Back to the Future or Spaceballs?
Back,
Back
to the future.
Back to the future.
Back to the
Balls.
Future.
Space
I only
ball.
heard one enthusiastic Spaceball.
Balls.
Predator or Beverly Hills Cop?
Predator.
Predator. Yeah, I think.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh,
He
I
was enthusiastic.
Predator.
It was.
Yeah.
None of them.
Blues Brothers or Trading Places?
Ooh,
Trading
yeah, there we go.
Brothers.
Trading Brothers.
I say Blues Brothers. Still.
Man. Are we tied or what's going on?
I'm going Trading Places. So
I think we're tied.
Count them up.
I think I'm gonna have to go trading. Gosh darn it, that is a hard one.
That's gonna break it if you say
I'm gonna
Mike, I
go
thought
with
we were-
Trading Places because Bo Diddley is in Trading Places, but I don't think he made it into the Blues Brothers.
it. Okay.
Chat's saying Trading Places too. Look at
Yeah.
that.
This one-
Because I am a big Bo Diddley.
Although I don't know what game Dino's playing because he hasn't mentioned a single movie that's been in this.
He could be on this. He
Yeah.
could be in here if he wanted.
He's doing
He's still driving
breakdance.
home.
No, you know you're welcome anytime, bro.
I'm going to predict this one's Batman, but
All
that's
right,
just me.
Pale Rider or Batman?
Batman.
I'll say
Good call,
Batman.
Preston. It's Batman.
I'm gonna say
Batman.
Pale Rider. Little good it's gonna do.
That's already like 4-1. Batman. Okay. So I still have Empire Strikes Back, but I got Back to the Future. Okay, so
Yeah,
Back to the Future or Predator?
Back to the Future.
Predator.
I
Predator.
like Predator, but I
I'm
won't
Back
be.
to the
I won't
Future.
be sad if Back to the Future goes on.
I think we got 3 Predators, right?
Predator.
I think it's 3-2. Predator. Okay, Predator moves on.
3-2. You can't
I
go
got
without.
six of us.
There's,
Yeah, there's
there's
six
at
of
least
us.
6
What do you
of us, so I
Back
got
to
to
the
vote.
Future?
Yeah,
It's
you're
Back to
missing a
the
vote.
Future.
Just Back to the Future. It's a tie.
Yeah.
We're going to the chat.
Back
Go
to
to
the
the
Future.
chat. Oh, Wizzy says Predator. Is that from
Yep,
before?
Wizzy's
though?
Predator. Yeah.
All right.
Well, is
No,
that
I think
from
that was.
before
I think
or
that,
what?
That was from
I think that
before.
was from the prior. I
Yeah.
think the
638.
prior.
Oh.
It's
Question.
639. No,
Oh, okay.
that was current. So
Oh,
All
all
right.
right. All right.
Predator, huh?
Great Scott.
Great
Yeah.
Scott.
Oh,
I think in the genres of sci-fi and things like that, Back to the Future to me was more impactful than Predator.
Yeah.
But Predator was just a phenomenon of like a 10-year run for Schwarzenegger
Sure.
with
right.
action movies it wasn't a slasher film, but there was like a kill count, you know.
Mhm.
There was a kill count.
You know what I mean? Like Predator
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like 38 kills, and it was like he's doing crazy stuff with like saw blades and
Are you
making up
talking
little
about
weapons.
time travel?
That was Commando.
Right.
Commando, was
Commando
the
had
saw
the
blade.
the saw thing. He's upside
He
down on the
shot
shed.
the guy's head off
Yeah.
with a
He's
saw
not the
blade.
sharpest tool in the shed.
Predator did have 2
Jet off
actors
his
that
steam,
went on to
Benjamin.
be senators, though,
Yeah.
which is
Trading Places or Batman?
Come on.
Batman.
Trading
Slide
Places.
Batman right over there.
I'm gonna
Trading
say Batman.
Places.
Yeah.
Batman.
I'm
Yeah,
on Batman. Yeah.
Much more influential.
This might end kind of weird. So,
You got all of them in there?
because I had
It doesn't seem like there's
no,
enough
I have
choices.
I have the extra one up here. I had where was it?
Big.
Star Wars. You had Empire Strikes Back.
Yep, Empire Strikes Back or Predator.
Empire.
Empire.
Yeah, Empire.
Gotta be.
What?
I'll have to do it that way. I'll have to. So
Will anything beat Empire Strikes
hold
Back?
on. Yes.
No, probably not. It's going to come down to Batman and Empire.
Yeah, we should have had Strange Brew on the list. Yeah.
Where's the list?
It's going to come down to Batman and Porky's.
There you go.
Where's my? What's going on here? Oh,
What in the world?
there it is.
Talk amongst
All right.
yourself for a second.
Sorry. Okay. I don't know what's going on with my.
You somehow expanded it. You have to
Yeah.
contract it a little bit.
All right. So
I
we
think-
said
I think
Empire
everyone in the
Strikes-
chat is saying Empire Strikes Back wins this round all the way. So it's just
Yeah.
Excuse me.
oh, I lost
Bless
my there it is. Okay.
you got Empire,
That was-
Predator, and Batman as the top 3.
Batman. So what goes against Empire then?
There wasn't. We had an odd number of.
Oh yeah. Because it
Yeah.
was Predator or Batman. So it's gonna have to be Batman then.
Well, choose between Predator and Batman to go
Batman.
to the final.
And
Batman.
I think
Batman.
we'd all say
Yeah,
Batman.
Batman. I would
There you
think.
go.
All right.
So
And
now
now, the final Sophie's choice.
there's what 7 years apart,
I'm still, and those were the top 2 grossing films, weren't
and
they?
the top 2 grossing films
Wow.
of their year.
Wow, that's
did it.
Yeah,
odd
that's
that
right.
made it. Wow,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
it's amazing.
Batman in 1989 with 251 million domestic. Empire Strikes Back, number 1 in 1980, 209 million.
Isn't that crazy how that
Domestic
worked out?
only.
Yeah.
What's up, Rick?
I still like Empire Strikes Back, but that's just because I'm a Star Wars.
No, Empire Strikes Back all day long.
There's
Yeah,
2,
Empire.
3.
I'm
Empire.
Batman still. I'm sticking with
I'm Empire. That's 4.
Yeah.
Lost. I'm out of here.
Well, there you go.
I'm out of here.
Good day, sir.
I said good day, sir.
I said good day,
Gary,
sir.
out.
Impressive. Most
So Hammerhead wins. Put in Hammerhead right there. Put Hammerhead.
Yeah, yeah, for Rick.
Why can't I type on the freaking page? What is going on?
Hammerhead wasn't in Empire.
Chris is
Can't type.
Chris is
Unless
like,
it makes the final bracket, the entire bracket is voided.
Here we go.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Oh, it's tiny. That's why. That's what she
American
said.
Ninja 3 says Gina
This
said.
is him. This is him.
Make it bigger.
Are we doing top movies of the 70s next or what?
No, I just didn't know where to start. So it just looks like Empire.
Okay. There it is.
Give it its due. And the winner is
That's worthy.
The
We're
trophy.
gonna do it another decade. We need to split it in half and do like 90 to 95 or something.
Yeah.
There's too many
yeah.
movies.
There's a ton.
Well,
of
also
movies,
I could
yeah.
have gone genres, because
Yeah.
it wasn't kind of fair. But I just, like I said, I put it out there,
it
and
was-
people
it's
answered.
Great. I loved it.
People answered, and I just put it in the order that they answered. And
No, that's how the 80s were. You had a weekend where you'd have, Batman and UHF and
Come
Right.
every week.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and a couple others
Yeah.
all out at the same time.
we
Yeah.
had where a kid in the neighborhood would bring his little boombox around and need extra batteries, and then we would play Weird Al tapes and Dr. Demento and all this different stuff, and then we would also listen to other music.
Yeah.
It was
We
just
played
all
the death.
it was like no genre. It was just
Yep.
everything goes, whatever you brought.
We could have put
Right.
these in a hat and pulled them out, and
We had
There
the
were-
kid.
There were 2 songs in the 80s that I can remember playing in the tape to death. We had the tape player, the little metal tape player that had the big
Yeah.
things you press down.
Yeah.
It had the handle on the end.
Yeah,
We played Double Arigato, Mr. Roboto, like over and over. And the other one was Boogie in your butt, do the boogie in your butt.
the Eddie Murphy.
yeah.
Put it in your butt.
Yeah,
Put a
a
tree
cookie-
in your butt.
Yeah.
Put a little bitty me in your butt. But that was kind of like, also like, I remember, you'd see the pile of bikes in somebody's yard, and you'd have the
Yep.
kid that was like Lack, who liked the Westerns and knew all about guns and World War II stuff, and his grandpa was a general in the Civil War or something crazy, and
Yeah.
you had the other kid who was completely clueless, and you had somebody like me who'd do a little bit of hunting and fishing and ride my bike, and
And then you
didn't
got a
give shit.
sports kid that just
Sports kid
loves
that-
the everything.
Come running through, mess with you for 15 minutes, and have to go to a game or something, and,
yeah.
but it's like,
My friend Steve would always pull in with his bike and wipe out.
Yeah.
The kid wiped out every single day for like a year and a half, coming into everybody's driveway. No matter whose driveway, he was fine on the road going in a straight line. But as soon as he had to turn and go in the driveway, he always wiped out. And we were like, after a year and a half, you still haven't figured out how to make a turn. He's like,
Did he ever stand up and say, "I meant to do that"?
yeah.
no.
Skid Mark Steve.
Yeah, we just always laughed at him.
Then you had the Pong enthusiast.
Yeah.
Or you'd have the kid who had the Atari, but the other kid would have ColecoVision and had no idea what the hell you were talking about.
On my neighborhood, I was the one with the Atari.
We
My
all
neighbor had the
Atari.
ColecoVision, and on the other side, he had Intellivision.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all.
So we
had
just
Ataris.
kind of move around, play the games.
We were
Yeah.
in competition. Our neighborhood was like the guy who diagonally across the street was Clay, down the road was Steve, and up the hill was Marty. And all 4 of us had a competition. So we all got Ataris at the same time, and the competition was to see who got more games for Christmas. And then, like, we all got those little plastic army men, and the competition one Christmas was to see who would get the most of those little army men. And
Yeah.
we ended up piling all up in our sandbox from like all 4 kids.
Right.
We ended up with a total of 9,000 little army men.
Oh my gosh.
Between the four of us.
Wow.
And we set
Are they
them
all
up
buried
on
there?
opposite sides, and we got our BB guns out. We were standing on opposite sides of the sandbox. Boom, 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 shooting 9,000.
Did you leave them all buried out there? Can
Oh,
we
they're
dig 'em up?
probably buried
we
out
had,
there. Yeah, there's probably a lot buried out there.
We took the bicycle seat post out of a bike, but put a bike grip on one end, and took the bottom of a gallon of windshield wiper fluid, and cut it and put it on the end, and then we would launch bottle rockets out of it, so that little shield would keep the sparks from
Oh
hitting you.
yeah.
Our worst one was my dad was like, "There's a hornet's nest in the back tree. Somehow we got to get it down." So we had the bright idea. We were like, "Bottle rockets, hornet's nest, bottle rockets."
Oh, definitely. The first thing I think was
Stir them up.
And they're like sticking into the hornet's nest, and they're like, "Shh," and we're like just watching it, and all of a sudden it goes boom, 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 and then all of a sudden. Bzzz, and we're like, oh crap, that wasn't a good idea. Everybody's running to the house, running to the swimming pool, running into the barn, like all the kids scattered. Like,
Yeah.
we also used to do like there was a little gas station down the block that had video rental, because we couldn't bother the folks to take us into town to go to the Blockbuster or the Family Video or whatever it was. So we'd always go down there and go through everything they had. And it was like B movies, horror movies,
Yeah.
you know.
Were they the tapes they recorded off their VCR
I think
at
that
home?
they were like so played and ruined that they just had a piece of tape on them with, you know,
And
Indiana Jones.
Every once in a while, you get the candid footage they forgot.
Somebody's honeymoon footage. Yeah.
It's funny. Guys, my son has prepared a dinner, and I'm going to go get it while it's hot.
All right.
Well,
Hey,
good
thanks
to
for
see you,
being in
Gary,
here.
for coming
Yeah,
on.
next time I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm sorry. I'll be a
No
little more
problem, man.
enthusiastic
Appreciate
and
it.
more me next time.
I
but
think what I'll be doing too is, like, I won't be doing this every week, but when I do it from here on out, kind of like what Chris recommended, it'll be sort of a genre, action, adventure, space, horror, whatever, of these
fun.
years to these years only, or
Yeah,
something like that.
sounds
you know?
good.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being in.
Yeah.
All right,
Good to
guys.
see you, Barry.
I'll talk
Take
to
care
you.
of yourself.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Remember, your girls are out there. Go find them.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, they're not
We
here, but
we only did this a couple of times. We took a Folgers can and packed it full with bottle rocket, and then we got hairspray and a lighter and lit it.
Oh my God.
Just sprayed them, and then they went everywhere.
Oh man.
Just under cars, into trees, into the bushes. Yeah, we only got to do that a couple times before.
The cops called.
Well, yeah. We were, and what was funny was we were probably putting a couple hundred in that Folgers can.
Oh man.
And we were, when the cops did come, they said, you need to keep that to like 50. You need to, that's too
funny.
many. They're going all
Giving
over
you
the place.
tips back then.
Yeah.
Like,
That was also a time where most towns were still kind of smaller, and people knew people, and the cop would give the drunk dad a ride home.
Yeah.
Tell him, hey, go get your car in the morning or something. You know, it wasn't about making a bunch of money for the coffers.
Yeah,
you know?
I can remember as a kid my grandmother giving me money and being like, ride your bike down to the corner store and get me 2 packs of cigarettes and a bottle of gin. You know,
Yeah.
And I'd wander
And they said,
in
here
there,
you go,
like,
kid.
As long as you had a note.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I'd pick up like an action figure or a Hot Wheels or something at the corner store and be like, and grandma wants 2 packs of cigarettes. And the person behind the store, no, okay, your grandma smokes Marlboro menthol, so here's those.
Right. I know those
my
aren't for
favorite bottle of gin
Virginia
is this,
Slim
you know?
100.
Your grandma doesn't smoke Reds. What are you trying to pull, kid?
And,
Yeah, I remember grandma telling me, go get me a pack of smokes.
Or the cigarette machines where you put
Yeah,
your money in, you
it
pull
was.
the slot and
lever.
come out.
And then they started. Then they had
At the bowling alley, Grandma would
There you
give me
go.
money and said, now go down and give me some smokes. I'm almost
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was 14 getting my own smokes.
Well, I think it was like 13, and then it went to 16, and then it went to 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the little shop by the house started asking for ID. And it's like, I don't have an ID. I rode my bike up here. What are you talking about? It's for my
I was
grandma.
at a casino in Kansas last month. They still have cigarette machines in them.
Holy
And you
crap.
can still smoke in a couple of the casinos.
$18
Well,
a pack.
You got to be 21 to get in the casino, so then it's all right.
Okay,
but,
that's true. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
Yeah,
the
you can
bowling
still find
alley,
the cigarette machines
you're like
back home in
13
El
years
Paso.
old.
Right.
Yeah. The Camel Wides.
I think for us, the
Pilgrims,
most
baby.
dangerous thing was reading a Ghost Rider comic book, because after reading Ghost Rider, my brother and I got the idea, and we got our neighbors and other kids involved, where we were like, okay. So we found the lighter fluid in the garage, and we poured lighter fluid all over the tires, front and back of our bicycles. And then we poured a little bit of it in a circle, in like a little puddle in the driveway, and lit that on fire. And then when you drove around with your bike and went through the fire, your tires would light on fire because and then you know what I mean? So we'd be like,
Don't
we're riding
stop.
down and we'd be like, hell has no fury, like whoosh, the Ghost Rider, and your bike would light up on fire as you rode through.
It's like we all
You know?
lived.
Keep going.
It's like
It
we all
gave you
lived
that
in like actual
transformation
Goonies.
feeling,
Yeah.
you know?
It's like we all lived through Goonies, like for real.
Yeah.
Lefko says my mom would give me $2 to buy her smoke with a note when I was a kid. I got to keep the change and buy popping chips.
Heck yeah.
I'm only 30. Yeah, no, that's what we had to take the note. But
Yeah.
we had
You
fireworks.
didn't need a note when I was in Alaska. You didn't. Need
Yeah,
a
I
note.
didn't
We
have
had-
a note.
We had the fireworks battle. Mr. B said the Roman candle battles. Ran out of Roman candles, and the kid had the mortar, the little about the size of a golf ball.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So he launches it at the other kid, and it like blows up down the street. Like we're like, okay, don't do that anymore. Well, he wasn't paying attention. He did that, and sparks from it lit a bag full of fireworks.
Oh,
so
no.
what's he do? He grabs the bag and throws it in a plastic bucket, and kicks the bucket, and it slides, and it burned fireworks for like an hour. And the next day we went out, and it's just a pile of melted plastic, and we push it, and there's a melted complete circle in the asphalt on the street.
Wow.
That's like 1,200
And I haven't lived
degrees.
in that house since 1993, and I still go back through there, and you can still see a patch where they repaired it.
Wow.
Wow, that's so funny.
We used to do
And nobody
jump
lost any
with
limbs.
Roman candles. We ride at each other on our bikes and hold the Roman
Yeah,
candles
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Whoever got hit first,
See,
no headshots.
Yeah,
But
right.
No,
Hand
yeah.
doused. We used to steal the primers for reloading ammunition, and we'd smash them with hammers on the vise.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god!
It was
Yep.
Lots of fun. Lots of fun.
Did they
And
blow
then-
the hammer
We,
back? Or
we
what?
didn't even
and,
wait.
like, take ammunition apart and pour out the powder and light it.
Jeez.
We didn't even wait just to get the primers. We took 22 shells and lay
Throw
them down
fire.
and just throw rocks on them and smash
yeah?
them.
Probably pop.
Yeah.
My granddad used to come by the fire and he'd throw a handful of 22 shells in the,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
fire, and everybody.
Somebody's
runs,
getting stitches tonight.
you know. And then, like, very, very few people realize that, like, you know, the bullet is heavier than the case, so the bullet doesn't go anywhere, right?
Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna learn field dressing
The
tonight.
case is
Yeah.
going backwards.
Yeah,
but
the case is gonna go, but yeah, he just walked by and this big handful. That was, of course, when you could get them, and they were cheap.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Oh,
do you ever throw jumping jacks? Remember jumping jacks? You ever throw
Yeah.
one in the creek or in the pool?
No, I never
Mm-mm.
did.
They would still stay lit underwater,
Yeah.
and then they would go
and then
under the water.
spins.
We had the
Oh,
big
really?
pink ones that would spin.
It would look like the end of Gremlins when the gremlin was bubbling and the water was.
Well, I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing this weekend.
It would look like that under the water. It was.
We used to
freaking
get those
cool.
big, thick pink ones that would
Smoky
they would
bubbles.
just spin,
Yeah.
and we would light that, wait for that wick to go down about half, and toss it in the water, and it would
Yeah.
pop out of
Yeah,
the
it
water.
was cool.
yeah, we used to throw M80s in a pond on my grandfather's farm, and he came out, and
Your
we
little
thought we
fish
were
bowl.
in so much trouble, and he said, "You boys are a bunch of pussies," and pulled out a half stick of dynamite, lit it, tossed it out there.
Holy shit!
Nice.
I seen people fish like that in the river.
Yeah.
Half stick dynamite, and you have a bunch of
Yeah.
fish come up.
Have you ever put a gas shot from a truck in a bonfire?
No, Jesus, what is
Oh,
going
man.
on?
You gotta set it up, And when it gets real good and hot, it separates and it shoots off like a rocket.
Holy shit!
All that gas in there.
Yeah.
Green, like,
Get
I think
the
at this
hell
point
out
we
of
need to
here.
put a disclaimer that says these
Don't be
acts
on
were
the-
done by foolish people at a foolish time.
Don't
Do not
try
be
this
on
at
the
home.
receiving end of that one.
This
No.
was in the 80s when things were.
There was just
And you'd have
nothing
to
to
wait
do
till
for
the
fun.
bonfire
You know, you
got
can
down enough where you had
you
good
can-
thick coals that you could stick it in there real deep.
we can all go sit on the couch or the toilet and pull up our favorite movie or encyclopedia passage or whatever it is we want on our phones. When we were in those days, you'd see these movies like The Goonies and The Empire Strikes Back and the Star Wars and the Big Red One and all this stuff, and you'd want to go play and reenact it with your friends.
Oh, it was so
It wasn't
few and
about-
far between.
You
that
weren't
would
trying to
be
make a
able
video.
see it.
You were trying to let's play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be this guy. You're gonna be that guy, and you'd reenact stuff. You know,
Yeah, I always got stuck being Chunk. I wonder why.
because you did the shuffle the best.
Yeah, that is true.
And then when you
I-
found that one good stick that looked like a gun,
Oh yeah.
Yep. Or a
Yeah.
walking stick.
this is
Yeah.
it.
My brother always played too realistic, though. I remember there was
He
like
beat
two or
the
three
shit out of
times.
us.
There was 2 or 3 times where like he legit like broke stuff. Like one time we had a front porch on the house, and the front porch door didn't lock, but we would
Yeah.
pretend it locked. You know, we would pretend, and when you went onto the front porch from the outside, that door didn't lock, but the door going into the house did lock. You know, that was
Yeah,
the one we
yeah.
would lock. So the porch was always like come and go with our friends. Sometimes you get home and you'd find your friends sitting on the porch chatting, and Dad would unlock the door and everybody'd go in. But anyway, so we would use the front porch as like the jail. And we were out
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
like cowboys and stuff, and we got the robber. Mark was the robber. We put him in jail, you know. And then we all left, and like we left Steve on guard, and Steve's standing there with his little
Yeah.
cap gun revolver, and he's like,
Yep.
"All right, I'm guarded." And what does my brother do? He takes his shirt off, wraps his shirt around his arm, and he smashes the window on the door. And then he like reaches around, opens the door, and he like puts the shirt around Steve and like chokes him down. You know what I mean? And we come out, we come around the corner, we're like, "What are you doing?" And Steve's like, "Ah." Mark's like, "I'm trying to choke him out like we saw on TV." And we're like, and then we were like, "Why's the window broke?" And he goes, "I had to break out of jail." And we're like, "The door's open. It doesn't."
You could have just
lock."
opened the door.
You could have pretended, you know.
That's so funny.
Hell, anybody could have just opened the door, right?
And then when our parents got home, they were like, our parents get home and they're like, "Why's the window broken?" And Mark's like, "I had to break out of jail." You know, like he's like it's normal. You know, he's like, "Oh, I just had
What
to
would
break
you
out
have
of
done?
jail." What do you mean? You know? Then they
That's
got
hilarious.
plexiglass windows. They were
It's
like,
so funny though, because we would go out after dark. Some of the older kids in the neighborhood would go out when it was dark, could come in later. So we would play ditch, chase, basically like tag, you know.
Right.
yeah.
But somebody's porch was safety, you know.
There you
And
go.
everybody hiding there, and then you learned how to play with the shadows. So if somebody's light was on, you just stay in the shadow right there by them. They walk right by you. It's, gotcha, you know. And it was always that though. What you said, somebody's front porch was the safety zone
Yeah,
or the jail.
Ours
or-
was there was an older guy. His name was Mr. Wilson, and he was like the arbitrator of all the kids. So when we play hide and go seek or tag or whatever, he was sitting on his porch, and his porch was safe. And he'd be like, "Nope, he got you. Come on, get back up here."
I'm over here and get this candy out of my pocket.
Yeah. He did. He had those horrible Starlight mints, those hard Starlight mints and everything.
Are you sure that's what it was?
See, the old lady across the street for us had those butterscotch candies.
Oh,
And the square caramels.
yeah, dude.
Those little square caramels. It was either a butterscotch or the square caramel.
That's kind of high quality though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
My grandma, one of them had that horrible ribbon candy
Oh, yeah.
that
Remember the
stuck together because it wasn't individually wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So you had to get there and have some, like, you had to ask her, "When did you buy this, Grandma?" She said, "Oh, I bought that a couple weeks ago." "No, I'm
Yeah.
good. Thanks." You could pick it up and it'd be all
The whole
stuck
thing
together.
would come out of the-
we're talking about the 80s. She bought that shit in the 70s.
Yeah, no kidding.
Holy shit.
Back when you could go trick or treating for like 3 or 4 hours and have candy until Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Yeah.
half of a pillowcase full.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't a
Oh,
good
man.
night unless you got at least half a pillowcase.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I remember we went out one year. There was these people moved in way at the end of the street, and they were kind of like they were sort of like hippie like. They weren't like the rest of the neighborhood, you know. And we were trick or treating up and down the road, you know. We get to that last house, and my brother comes back and he's all upset, and we're like, what? And she goes, she gave me bird seed, you know. Or it's just basically like trail mix, but to him, he was like, it looked like bird seed, you know, because it was probably like sunflower seeds and other stuff in this little package.
And it didn't have chocolate chips in it; it had carob chips.
It didn't, yeah.
Horrible
no.
carob.
Yeah.
And they were clearly bags that they
raisins
made up
to this
too.
day.
It was like they must have bought like a giant bulk because they were just in little like sandwich bags, like a little portion in a sandwich bag. So we're like walking, and Mark goes, "I think we need to egg that place later on." Like, because we're walking down the street, and he must have been still stewing about it. Like, damn it, she gave me bird seed.
Bullshit.
Shitty smoke.
And he just suddenly says, "I think we need to egg that place later on." You know, like,
Eggs and toilet paper.
Yeah, really.
yeah.
I had a nickel for every time Kathleen Kennedy.
Exactly.
I had
Exactly. It'll be real. We'll do a bracket on who will replace her, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well, you should definitely do a Wholecraft Covenant review.
dude, I'm gonna go watch that movie.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty good.
They
I like
did
the suspense.
somebody
thriller.
cleaned it up. They put a full version of it on YouTube. It's cleaned up. It looks great.
Yeah. You can find it on Prime too if anybody else.
If you watched
For free.
The Man in the High Tower, I
Yeah.
think that's what it was called. It's got some of those vibes to it. But it's pretty cool.
The twist at the end blew my mind. I'll tell you that. I didn't. I usually see shit coming. You know.
Yeah.
And this was one of the most recent ones that
Right.
I remember going, "Oh, is this the guy? Oh, is this what's going on? Oh," and then by the end of it, I went, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
That did not end like I thought.
Right.
So I think that's always fun because
I'm gonna check it out.
It's very predictable.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah.
But I'll be bugging everybody on our groups that we're all in the next time I'm going to be doing a stream, and I really appreciate you guys.
Movies next time.
Appreciate your time. Maybe we could. I mean, look, we're going to do westerns. We're going to do Clint Eastwood. We're going to do Steve McQueen. We're going to break it on down. If it's something we watched and enjoyed, we're going to talk about it. So
there's a lot of good ones out there, man.
Yep.
Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna just do a little outro video, and I'll see you guys if you want to hang out and talk
Thanks, guys.
more, or I'll just
Good
see
to
you later.
everybody.
All right.
Thanks,
See you guys.
everybody.
Thanks everybody in the chat. Appreciate you. We had 12 or 14 in there at one point, and we had a lot of people chiming in. Appreciate it. Dino's Comic Relief. So we'll see you guys later.